Let me tell you about a British vehicle that requires a lot of oil. Let me tell you about a British dish that requires a lot of oil. Here's Francis's father's 1997 Land Rover Defender. 2.5 liter turbo diesel 4-cylinder, advertised at 111 horsepower and 195 pound-feet to move its 4,300 pound self. And keep in mind that a lot of those horses have escaped over the years. 4x4 and perhaps capable off-road in a different decade. But those days are behind us now. Leave it parked on an incline and watch as all your fuel leaks out. Nothing on the interior works. The AC, the heater, not a chance. The interior smell is reminiscent of a British pub after a 25-man brawl. Drive it for 20 minutes, non-spiritedly, and get an oil pressure light on, just like we did. That was its way of telling us its oil was diluted. During World War I and II, the Brits actually assigned a part of their military to defend their supply of fish and chips. Okay, but really, they're both unhealthy. One towards your health, the other towards its owner's health, in addition to the health of our environment. So, 1997 Land Rover Defender. This thing is a beast.
Nice discovery there.
Yes. Hello, sir.
When my dad was super into Land Rovers back in the day, he bought my mom a Discovery because she wanted a Land Rover as well. Back when the first Discovery came out. But it ended up being like, one of the worst cars we ever owned. Had the same engine as this, so it was, fairly reliable engine, but like one of the doors fell off and it just had a bunch of issues.
Awesome.
But I mean, that's not to say that something like this doesn't have a bunch of issues. It's just more charming, so you can live with them.
It's certainly charming, to say the least.
Yeah, there's no tap, so basically you just rev it until you get scared of the noises it's making, and then you shift. No idea. It's just
Yeah, the best part about this steering is it steers the vehicle. The best part about the throttle is it's a throttle. The shifter's actually really good. And the brakes, they do stop the car, but they also give your leg a pretty damn intense workout. Did I just go into fifth? Yes, I did.
You might have.
Now I'm in third. And this thing has close to 200,000 kilometers on it.
Yeah, in the Philippines, cars generally don't rack up mileage quite as much as they do here, just because, there's a lot of traffic and stuff. So even if you are driving the same amount of time, the distance you're traveling is not that much. So,
right.
It's fairly low mileage for the year.
Awesome. Downshifting is somewhat intuitive, but you can't really find fourth or fifth.
You're way over there. You go punch your master basically to grab it.
Yeah. Like, I can't imagine this would be a very good highway cruiser.
No, I mean, the fastest I've ever taken is like about 110, 120, and at that speed, it's not very confidence inspiring.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, the whole car kind of has a little bit of a shimmy at 100. I attribute it to possibly wheels that aren't balanced quite perfectly. But I mean, also, the car's got the aerodynamics of a brick, so driving on the highway, there's a lot of wind noise, and you can see like the roof racks shaking and things like that.
everyone, driving one of these things is suffering.
Yeah, it's the worst kind of suffering, but in the best way.
Yeah. I just found 4th gear.
Yeah, and now you got it.
Awesome. You know, this thing is both at the same time incredibly like smile-inducing to drive, but also like I'm afraid I'm gonna kill someone or myself. Probably both, or the car. So the Land Rover decided it didn't want to drive anymore. So we went to Sea Lovers, a nice cozy joint where you can stuff your face with fish and chips. We discussed why the Land Rover has 9 seats when it can barely lug the 2 of us. Francis's appetite wasn't really there, probably because this pain of a vehicle drained it away. But I was on a mission to feel as heavy as a Land Rover Defender. And although it was an interesting experience to drive this vehicle, I gained some clarity after I ate all that fish. I decided that the biggest difference between the food and the vehicle is the food didn't leave a sour taste in my mouth. Just like there are good and bad cars out there, there are good and there are bad fish and chips out there. This vehicle, compared to fish and chips, is like a really good looking plate of bad fish and chips. So Francis, what's it like driving the most clunky vehicle? Oh my god.
Oh fuck, the brakes don't work like at all.
Well, so now you guys know how the brakes perform.
That was like as hard as I could push them down. There's like almost no power assist on the brakes, at least on this one. I haven't driven another one before, so I don't really know how it's supposed to drive, but from what I know about this one, they don't drive very well.
What do you think of the uphill performance, Francis?
It leaves a little bit to be desired, but I mean, you know, it'll get you there.
Fair enough.
You know, whether it's on the back of a tow truck or on its own power is up to you, but it'll probably get you there.
Any modifications on this thing?
To be completely honest with you, I thought it was totally stock until I brought it to the Vancouver Auto Show. Parked it next to another Defender, and the guy's like, "Oh, what lift is that? What size tires are those?" And I thought it was stock, but parked next to him, the car was probably 3 to 4 inches taller. So to be honest with you, I have no idea. I have a build list for it, but it's somewhere.
Hey, look, a fellow tank. Oh, brakes. Now, why do you think the Brits put a 4-cylinder in here that makes just about no power? Final tasting notes for the 97 Land Rover Defender. It's a car that's unique to drive, but I can't imagine ever owning it, or even owning it for a day. Unlike fish and chips, the Defender experience was one of a poor mouthfeel and a sour aftertaste. But not everything we taste in life is delicious, and this Defender really reminded me of this harsh reality of life.